guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lena and I'm currently an exchange student abroad in Germany for 10 months. Okay, today we're going to be talking about CBYX. CBYX is the scholarship program in which I'm abroad with. It stands for Congress Bundestag Youth Exchange, and it's a program with the US Congress and the German Bundestag in which they send German students to America for 10 months and American students to Germany for 10 months. So let's get started on the application, and we're going to get started with the eligibilities first. So to be considered for the scholarship for the because it is high school students, you have to be a U.S. citizen and you need to be aged 15 to 18 and a half on August 1st of the program departure year. You have to be a current high school student at the time of the application with a GPA of 2.5 or higher on a 4.0 GPA scale. You need to be interested in learning the German language. Or German culture, I guess, but it's kind of expected because you will need to learn the German language to communicate here, I guess. You also need to comply with the U.S. Department of State's eligibility policy for American outbound youth programs. I'll put a link in my description so you can view the policy and see if you're eligible. Okay, let's get started onto the application. I have notes here, but this is just general advice because I can't really log into it. I can't really apply again because it's not how it works. But yeah, so just some general advice is that I would say start early. It's October, it's literally the first week of October, so it's been out for a month now. I would say start writing or start drafting what you're going to write and stuff like that. So an overview of what the written application is 6 essays, general information like your birthday, your parents' names, your names, etc., etc. You have to have 1 cover photo and your student transcript, two teacher recommendation letters, I think. 2? Yeah, 2. Yes, 2 recommendation letters, I remember. And then that's pretty much it. But the 6 essays are a lot and they definitely are time consuming. I will definitely emphasize on the start early part because I am not someone who will start early. I will push it back until however far I can push it back. Not the night before, but I'll push it back maybe 3 weeks before it's due because I always don't know what to write, or I have too many things that I could write about, and I more would be the person to write about what they would want me to say, not what I would want to say. So that's why I was taking so long to figure out what I wanted to write, because it's you're not writing this for them. You are writing it for them, but they want you to be honest, which is another point that I was going to get to. You have to write what is true to yourself. 100%. My interest in this program was not only that I want to come to Germany, but I want to major in international relations or international law. So this type of, and I also love going abroad. So yeah, so it fits the character, and I'm willing to learn German because I'm interested in it. It's a language that I could add, make my life more interesting. So that's another thing that definitely is important, because sometimes if you just don't have an interest in it, or you're not honest with yourself about why you don't be on this program, you probably will start contemplating your life choices near the middle of the year, which I totally haven't done, but it probably will happen soon, not because of my application, but just because of my personal mindset. Okay. Anyways, so another example of a question that is probably on here is why CBYX? Why would you pick this program? Why does it stand out to you? What made you want to pick this program? Definitely just explain your opinion on it. Like I said, I have always found Germany pretty interesting. And then on top of someone who wants to study international law or international relations, it kind of fits well. It was just kind of peanut butter and jelly in a sandwich, and it just tasted good. It just fits better for me, at least. So I thought it was perfect. And I was definitely really honest. I talked about, in one of the questions it asks, what is a conflict that you deal with, or a conflict that you had to handle. And I just said something that happened with me and my brother over COVID, which is he wouldn't want to do the dishes, so I was always doing the dishes when it was supposed to be us taking turns. So I got really frustrated, and we made a deal and figured it out. So that's what I talked about, overcoming a conflict. And you're probably Lena, that's so stupid. It's not as serious. But no, when you come here and you're with your host family, or you're in language camp, or mid-years or whatever, or even with friends in German school, or friends on, you meet on exchange, you will need to learn to work out conflicts independently. And I hate conflict, so it's definitely something that I needed to work on. And I think that's important too, because like there's a lot of things that you have to know. Yeah, just so you can like manage everyday things. And I think the questions that they give you are very good questions, because they definitely will be like, how would you handle it? How would you use your brain? And it's not like there's one way to answer some of them. Like you can answer them. It's like an open answer to question. Like there's so many ways you can answer it. There's no wrong. I mean, there probably is a wrong answer, but like there's a very broad answer like spectate. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so that was another thing. A cover photo. Make sure it's a clear photo of your face. Don't make it like with a bunch of other people. It should be like just you. My cover photo was not good. Like I was in the car and I completely forgot my cover photo and I never took a picture. And it was the night before I was supposed to submit the application. I was like, oh my God, I have not submitted a cover photo yet. And I looked at all of my pictures and I was like, hey, this one's decent. I just like cropped it so it's like my shoulders and it was just me smiling. But it was like in a very awkward thing. And I got an email saying that I need to change my picture. So like, don't be like me and plan your cover photo out ahead of time. I would say like your school picture, like your yearbook picture, your student ID photo, you can use that as an example of what it should look like, so they have a clear idea of what your face looks like and stuff like that. Next is like probably the application is due in December. So after December, from like December to the end of January, you'll probably get an email about an interview, which is like for us it was virtual. So I don't know, I can't say what the in-person interviews are like, but I can only tell you what the virtual experience was like doing the interview. I'm a person who gets really flustered over interviews. Like I remember when I applied for my first job, my interview, I was shaking. My hands were shaking. I could not even put them in the camera view on my Zoom. I put them under and like I was like fiddling like this, like, and I was like, oh my God, when is this gonna be over? Because I was so stressed. The interview that you have, if it's still on Zoom, I don't know if it still will be, but if it is still on Zoom, it's definitely different, because I thought it was a little better. I felt a little better about it because like everyone had their cameras on, and it wasn't like giving school where like no one has their camera on. Like everyone had their camera on, and it was very nice, and like it was definitely a not relaxed, but like you felt comfortable. Then you get asked some questions, and everyone who interviews you is an alumni, I'm pretty sure. So at least for me, they were, and it was really nice because I got to ask them questions that I feel like I couldn't have asked. Like it was kind of hard to ask anyone questions because like you don't know who's applying and stuff like that. So it was really nice and it was very comfortable, and I was really happy. Like I ended my meeting like satisfied. Again, be honest. It doesn't hurt to ask questions. They would love to answer questions from you. Like it's definitely a good thing. So don't ever feel like shy. Like, I mean, I was shy low key, but like don't ever feel uncomfortable to ask questions, because I feel like if you ask questions, it shows them that you're engaged. And these people have read your written application. Like they know what you've written. Like they asked me like, oh, so you have family in, because I do have family who lives in Germany. They're like, oh, you have family who lives in Germany? I was like, yeah, I do. So I don't know if they took that into note, but like it also proves to show that they've read your application and they know as much as they can possibly know about you just by reading that. So yeah, I definitely think it's important to ask questions, and also don't be too social, but just be as social as you can while you're in your interview, because there are other people who are being interviewed with you in one session if it is a Zoom. And I thought that was really interesting because it made it easier to like interact with someone your age with it made it less stressful for me. But don't talk too much. Like don't cut people off when they're talking, because that's like a horrible habit. And some people have it, some people don't, but that's another thing. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, because I kind of like talked really fast and low-key sped through this, you can always DM me. I'll have a link for the application in my description, not my bio. In my description, so you guys can check it out. And I will also have you can always contact me on Instagram. You can DM me, and then I'll put the application and then the Outbound Youth Program's link to view the policy. Thank you guys for watching. I know I sped this really quick, but I hope this was helpful. I can also, again, answer any questions. Just DM me on Instagram or comment on this video, and I will try to help in any way that I can. If you guys have any other type of videos that you want to see, like a school day in Germany, I can totally do that for you. Just know that it'll be a little hard because my school is really big and I low-key get stressed out whipping my phone out and talking to myself, even though I already talked to myself like under my breath. But they don't need to know that I have a YouTube channel. Just kidding. Just joking. Anyways, guys, have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Tschüss!